Hello. I hope you can hear me. I'm just gonna mute my phone real quick. I don't think any sound's coming through. Hey Lisa. Hey Fizzlesticks. Hi Marmeow. Let me put my comments over here so it doesn't look like I'm ignoring everybody. Oh, let me turn with it. I thought I had everything worked out, but I didn't. Okay, here we go. So here's what we've got. We've got everything set up, supposedly. I think it's gonna work on my iPhone. I tested it out earlier. Oops. Whoops. Oops. Okay. So I have my phone set up. So I have a scene set up like this. And it's gonna play off my phone, supposedly. And we're back. We snuck into a Zoom call earlier. Emma and Cheryl joined me. The only reason I even know about this video is because of Ceara Manchester, aka Mombi. Melissa, what's up? And this was posted publicly to her page. She is a doctor of pharmacy. She has a doctor of pharm. So she's a pharmacist. She's board certified. She was an employee for Young Living. And now she was an employee for Young Living for a long time, and now she is, I think she's a distributor in Amare. On her feed, it shows that, like, she's promoting the juice, the happy juice, and she wants people to DM her. I just want y'all to be aware of that because, it feels important just to know, like, the entire scope, but I don't think that her being in Amare or being associated with Amare, which is a multi-level marketing company, takes away from the awful experience that we're going to hear about. And if you've been here for half a second, you know that we're reading through the transcripts from the Young Living v. doTERRA trial, and the atmosphere that was described in those transcripts match up with what this lady's saying about her experience. So I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching this woman roast Young Living to absolute filth. Yes. Yeah, and again, I'm of the mindset, I know, like, I think there's some good products in MLMs. I just don't want this to be a situation where, yes, she's credible. Yes, she got her degree from a accredited university. She's board certified. It takes a long time to become a pharmacist, and that's meaningful on some level. I think it's meaningful on a lot of levels. Uh, so some people, I don't know. If you haven't watched it, Savannah reacted to this video, which is incredible. She has a huge following. I couldn't react to it till now, and again, huge thank you to Ceara for even sending this to me, because I wouldn't have known about it otherwise. Maybe she is infiltrating Amari to get more tea. Yeah, she's of the mindset, like, she doesn't want to just mask symptoms, I guess. I think she seems to truly believe, like, there's some things that have some root issues, and she's passionate about treating the whole person. If any of health and wellness MLM stuff is triggering, this might be not the video for you to watch. She's also going to talk about her very incredibly negative experience at Young Living, about, in my opinion, maybe verbally, verbally, like, harassed by people she worked with. This might be not the video to watch, so want to give you the chance to exit out, and I'm going to be doing Dreamlight Valley later, which is a video game which has nothing to do with MLM, so pretty crazy video. I know a lot of folks are quick to criticize her, but a part of me massively respects her whistleblowing here. I think she says so questionable things, but damn. Yeah, I think multiple things can be true about the same time. I think she can be fully truthful, and I cannot agree with, like, that she's still in MLM, but I think that her position as a pharmacist needs to be, acknowledged. I think other people have acknowledged it just fine. Hello, Heather. Kira's watched this so many times, she could probably repeat it back to you word for word. It's awesome. So, is this picture of her big enough for y'all? I'm playing it off my phone. I can drag it bigger if y'all want me to. I guess I want y'all to be able to see it. I kind of liked it the way okay, I'm going to put it a little bit higher, and I'm going to put the comments underneath. Does that work? No? Okay, like that. I think that's okay. And I'm going to move myself this way so I have more room to the side. Oh, now I can see my... That's okay. That's okay. Okay. And yes, if you are new here, I was in Young Living Essential Oils for 3 years. I left in April of 2022, and it took me a long time to leave after I started finding, like, some videos to watch about potential negative aspects of multi-level marketing, but I ended up leaving because of how the company itself and distributors within Young Living behaved in a specific situation, and it kind of gave me the time to sit back and reassess and decide that I didn't want to be a part of Young Living anymore. So now I make kind of anti-MLM content. We're going to be starting a new series too about politics. I'm scared. But we mostly do this. We also take a chill and play video games. So it's a whole mishmash. Young Living is just so GD slimy. People trust them hardcore with their health. Mind blowing, they are still in business. Yes. What? Holy crap. Oh my god. I would love to have heard that. I was sneaking into a Beachbody call, so darn. Well, let's go ahead and try this. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to play it for 20 seconds. Please tell me if there's an echo. I have a temporary setup because I'm at my parents' house. My soundboard's coming tomorrow. So if there's an echo or tinny, let me know. I can try to fix it. Oops.
Gonna let a few people get tuned in. We are live.
Uh-oh.
All right, we have a few viewers, so here we go.
Can y'all hear that or no? It's too low, huh? Cool, Karina. I think it's too low. Let me try again.
What's up, everybody? Gonna let a few people get tuned in. We are live.
Can y'all hear?
It is Tuesday. All right, we have a few viewers, so here we go. It is with heavy heart that I am making this statement. Unfortunately, for nearly 2 years, Young Living has pursued legal action against me and will simply not let me walk away and earn a living. They are determined to make an example out of me, and at this point, I cannot sit silently anymore. There is so much misinformation about me and my relationship with Young Living that it is time to clarify. Here is my story. I enrolled as a distributor of Young Living in late 2013, and for several months aimed to grow a business. The maximum rank I ever reached with Young Living was Senior Star.
Okay. Pause. Let me go back here. The rank that I reached at Young Living was Executive, so which is one level up from Senior Star. So it's not that much of a jump. You can make good money at Executive. You start making even better money at Silver. So when she says she reached Senior Star, that's you can do that by signing up your spouse and maybe one other person. So just to give you an idea, when she says that, she means that she did not jump up very high in the company. So you sign up as a brand partner. That name is new. So just a distributor was the first level, and then the second level above that is Senior Star. Oh no, it's Star and then Senior Star. Let me look. What are you doing, DC? I don't know. We have no idea. Ranks in Young Living. I've forgotten. Okay, I'm lying. So there's Star, then there's Senior Star. I was Executive. So Senior Star, you have you need 2 legs at 500 OGV each, which is overall group volume. So there's brand partner Star, brand partner Star, Senior Star, Executive. And then there's Silver, Platinum, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Crown Diamond, Royal Crown Diamond. Okay.
I saw that the director of global education quit Young Living in 2014. I immediately approached my Diamond for an introduction to the executives for an interview. I was on a plane within 48 hours to fly to Utah to interview for the position, which I, at the time, described as my dream job. I was offered the position on the spot and signed the contract with tears in my eyes. And I told the human resources director that I would someday retire from this company. During the interview, I was asked by the chief operating officer if I was willing to give up my pursuit of Royal Crown Diamond and place emphasis on being an employee, and I agreed. I was then instructed by Mary Young to never give up my downline and that it would continue to grow despite me. I have since discovered that this is not the case in network marketing. Your organization will not grow unless you work. Had I ignored...
So that is true. However, if she had been placed or if she had been made available to have a master distributorship position where every single person in the company was fed up through her, that might have been information that would have impacted her paycheck. But from my understanding, 2013 is several decades after, or maybe not several decades, maybe a decade and a half after they opened up. So that's not really... she wasn't working the business, so I don't see how, unless she was, and she has a lot of followers now. She has over 100,000 followers on Instagram, how that would have given her a good paycheck. So her positioning that it would never have been, I agree with that, with the caveat that it would have never have been unless she was a master distributor or someone at the very tippity top of Young Living. And I don't think that was the case with her.
This advice, Young Living would have little to no grounds to pursue legal action against me, as they are attempting to hold me under the same distributor agreement that every wholesale partner signs. When the FDA threatened Young Living in 2014 for claims that the products could treat Ebola,
So I'm guessing with what I've seen, Ceara Manchester sent me the lawsuit that I think has since been dismissed. I didn't get a chance to look at it fully, but the way that Young Living works is if you have any association with them, you have any downline, and they, in my opinion, they do seem litigious and very hyper-focused on making sure that if you go to another company, that you are not cross-recruiting into that company, meaning you're not double-dipping and pulling the people in your downline over to the new company. And so her having over 100,000 followers on Instagram, I think they're nervous. I think they're nervous that she knows stuff too. So they sued her copyright infringement back in August of this year, and apparently it's been going on for several years at this point. But the dates that I was looking at was August, and they've done this with other distributors that have left for Modere, for Q Sciences, and they say it's breach of contract because when you sign as a brand partner, you say, like, I'm not going to cross-recruit, I'm not going to bring people that are already in a contract with Young Living over to any company that I sell to. And at least in the contract that I signed, you used to be able to do multiple MLM businesses, but they would not let you get any higher. Once you got to Diamond, you had to make a decision: either forfeit your line at Young Living and just go with your other company, or leave the other company and stay with Young Living as an independent contractor. That's in the policies and procedures.
Mistakenly worked on reviving the reputation of the company by taking a pivotal role in the Say This Not That campaign and sharing Young Living the right way. I also worked on the claims substantiation committee, and this was difficult work as few of the products had claims that could be thoroughly substantiated. This past year, when Young Living was sent another letter from the FDA, it named someone that I genuinely thought was a friend and who I genuinely care about. I reached out to them simply to say this has to be tough. And she told me that my behavior, recruiting for another MLM more than 2 years after my separation from Young Living, was disgusting. And this was just the beginning of the ostracization that I faced from field leadership. Young Living has still not learned their lesson because at the time of writing of this statement, one of their diamonds still has on their Instagram how to use Detoxzyme and multigreens as so-called Rona support. When a field member reached out to Young Living's conduct department and expressed concerns about Young Living's website being non-compliant, she was told to always respond with, Young Living always tries to keep their website current, but when in doubt, reach out to conduct. At one gold retreat, I attempted to help a Royal Crown Diamond with a history of knots being able to stay on FDA messaging and was instructed by one of Young Living's attorneys to take notes on what Gary had said from stage. Reporting back on what I saw and heard that day resulted in me being removed from all stage presentations at convention and ultimately required me to make the choice of being fired or transferred to our London offices. I worked tirelessly to help ensure FDA compliance and unfortunately failed. The workplace was so abusive that I was wrongfully accused of sleeping with Gary Young by one of Young Living's former attorneys, and my name was defamed in meetings. I was called the Black Widow for my choice to wear black clothing, and there is so much discrimination against women in the workplace. I was once told I might be fired for wearing pants and was asked my dress size by one of the executives and was then told, you look way bigger.
She's about to say, you look way bigger than that. I'll rewind it a little bit so we can listen to that again. I'm not sure why she didn't go to an attorney. I'm not trying to do not take what I'm about to say by making an assumption that I'm blaming her. I'm not. I'm wondering what other parts of the story that we're missing, because these seem very cut and dry, what are they called? Infractions in the workplace that someone would be able to hold Young Living to account regarding that. Now, in the transcripts we've read in the Young Living Veto Terra, what she is saying matches up with what we've read in that case. So like the tumultuous environment, the Gary Young being Gary Young seems to ring true to me. And can you and we've seen how Ben Riley and a lot of the other corporate people in Young Living talk about women or people who identify as women, and I don't know. I did not mean to say that. If that's the wrong term, I'm just trying to be inclusive in my language, because I know that Young Living does not perceive people who are able to like make that that choice to be their like authentic self. Like they don't acknowledge that. So I'm trying to put them in the category that Young Living's not inclusive. Harassment in the workplace for sure. Imagine the weird oil king season 2. You know, we could imagine for sure. Look, attorney, no one wants to sleep with Gary. Yep. Why did any of us do or not do things when we were deep in MLMs? Very good point, Melissa. She seems like a feisty fighter who wanted to keep things, trying to change things. Yep. And again, I don't. That definitely short-sighted of me. Like, I think that's, as I'm watching this, I've only watched I watched part of it, and then I was like, I want to react to it, and then I was able to watch the same part again with Savannah. I'm trying to voice some of the questions that maybe other viewers would have and talk this out. And again, that's a great point, Melissa, when you're stuck in a high control group. And again, I did the same thing. I didn't leave. I didn't leave when I was getting bad, health information. I didn't leave when there's lots of situations where people could easily have said, well, you could have just left. You could have just left. I guess I'm wondering, because she seems so articulate. She has so much, and again, it doesn't, in my mind, I'm just trying to process through this. She has a doctor, she's a PharmD, so she has a doctor of pharmacy, meaning, she's gone through a ton of schooling. And again, that's not saying like those type of people can't get sucked in. I'm not saying that. I'm just wondering what series of events led up to the situation where, where this situation happened. I don't, and not on her, but on, we've seen the vow too, and how that was a decades long process for some of those people to get to the point where they're getting, branded or being part of a secret group. And it's like, it's not as easy to say, oh, well, they believe this, so then they decided that they wanted to get branded. No, there's a lot of story, and I'm just badly saying, like, what is the backstory? What's all the things that led up to her being on board with transferring to London? Oh, I'm butchering this. Man. Okay. Let me rewind it a smidgen so y'all can hear what she's about to say.
I was called the Black Widow for my choice to wear black clothing, and there is so much discrimination against women in the workplace. I was once told I might be fired for wearing pants, and was asked my dress size by one of the executives, and was then told, "You look way bigger than that." I was instructed to provide models for raindrop techniques that were not fat and good looking. Yep. Other female staff members have been criticized for wearing everything from hair extensions to eyelash extensions to too much makeup to too tight of clothing to too loose of clothing. And we have been told that it distracts male staffers.
Oh, give me a break.
The field leadership continues to harass me. I could have shared messages that their field leadership who say that they have lost so much respect for me, and how MLMs are simply paying leaders to come over. One of their diamonds literally told me to F off in full text in writing. I have never been paid a single penny in any business development agreement or what is commonly called a bridge deal to join any other MLM. Multiple field leaders submitted paperwork to be used against me in federal court. Some of you, I genuinely thought were my friends. We have traveled together, we've spoken together at events, and I now see that you value what I did and not who I am. When Young Living reached an agreement with the Department of Justice for their illegal sourcing of rosewood and spikenard essential oils, I was tasked with helping to remove the products containing those oils from inventory in the London Will Call Center. Prior to the agreements being met with the Department of Justice, I was asked to help smooth things over with the distributor base by making videos claiming that out-of-stock products were due to seasonal variations in essential oil availability. At the time, I didn't know that I was being asked to push a narrative that was patently false. When Mary was writing the D. Gary Young book, I refused to help track down photos of Gary sourcing rosewood with one of Mary's family members who was there at the time. I dissuaded Mary from including them in the book. I also worked with management.
Let me just say this. I'm not a licensed anything. I just want to say, I work with some people who are, and it's very complicated being in a high control group because and I say that even in like a destructive type of group where you have to sacrifice your authentic self to take part of the cult, cult self. I say cult, commercial cult, high control group you kind of lose part of who you are, but it's so complicated. It's very multifaceted. A lot of times it's easy to say, oh, here's the good person and here's the bad person, or here's the good decision and here's the bad decision, and that's not the case in hardly any situation. Things are very, very dynamic, and so I think that the again, I'm also the type of person that like talks some of this stuff out, so sometimes I will say the wrong thing. Please give me grace, and if you have a different opinion or if I said something incorrectly, let me know in the live chat if you're catching one of these streams live, or let me know in the comments. If it can be civil and respectful, I'm doing my best to be civil and respectful. But I just want to say, like, being a survivor or being a victim, and I'm not I know that being like saying the term like survivor is more uh, accepted now. I think that she has experienced horrible things from this company, in my opinion, and so I've used those terms. I'll probably use both of those terms. I think she does, Beth. I think she did on her stories. Yes, it is twisty. It's incredibly twisty. I don't know if I'm sure Mary Young said that. I know Deanne from LuLaRoe has that book. I don't. They're. It's very twisty over there. It's definitely twisty for sure.
To help get distillation wastewater dumping removed from Young Living's Flickr account. During my time in London, a crown diamond, and their partner were both terminated, and a platinum shot up 2 ranks to crown diamond. And this was the first time that I realized and recognized what I believed to be Federal Trade Commission's violations that were taking place right under my nose. Later, when an employee of the year was let go for pulling strings to build their spouse to the rank of platinum, when they departed, they were allowed to keep their organization that was built by orphan placements. I was appalled by the utter disregard.
So when she's talking, I know, like, I'm the type of person that I like to build upon information, and so if I don't know something, I want to know like each part. She's talking about orphan placements, and that is when you get a sign up to Young Living as a brand partner, independent contractor, whatever you want to call it, and they didn't sign up with any person. So they're free floating around in Young Living, not assigned to any distributor number that's anchoring them into an upline or a pyramid structure or whatever it is. And so when she's talking about that in this instance, people were manipulating that system, she claims, and I think she has proof of it. And I'm trying to use protective language, but that people who had access to the orphan group, the orphan names, were taking large chunks of those people and making super downlines for their friends or their spouses or people they knew that they were trying to help get ahead. That's what I think she is describing here from what I understand. Yep. Um a lot of ex reps are very mad at her too, and like their feelings are also valid, so it's a very complicated situation. Things are different when you get fired versus leave yourself. I want to see what was on Flickr too, Kat. I'm trying to see all the comments.
Guard of how the compensation plan was being manipulated. Since the departure of multiple senior field leaders, the manipulations and organizations being moved cross-line instead of compressing upward is well documented by my colleagues.
Okay, let me rewind that because I want to explain that.
It was built by orphan placements. I was appalled by the utter disregard of how the compensation plan was being manipulated. Since the departure of multiple senior field leaders, the manipulations and organizations being moved cross-line instead of compressing upward is well documented by my colleagues.
Okay, so apparently there's some information somewhere. Here's how it works. I don't know. Here's our pyramid, I guess. No, I don't know how to draw this. I should have had a piece of paper, but I'm not prepared. Let's say Ceara is our master distributor. She's at the top, ruling at the top of the pyramid. And then below Ceara, we have Val. Okay? Val is over here. She's on one of Kira's legs. And I'm over here on one of Kira's other legs. In Young Living, you need 6 legs to get to Royal Crown Diamond. Okay? So let's say on my leg, that, or in my leg for Kira as the master distributor, that I start recruiting people, and I recruit Beth, and I recruit Harper, and I recruit who else am I gonna recruit? I'm gonna recruit Jessica. Okay, so I have 3 people underneath me. Let's say I have a I stop buying my $100 a month, and I go inactive until my account is canceled. All of the people underneath me, Beth, Jessica, I don't remember who else I said. I'm getting a little Harper. They're they don't they're supposed to get sucked up into Kira, and they are supposed to create new legs for Kira. So what she's saying is those 3 people and all of their downline were getting taken and being placed not in anywhere in Kira's super pyramid because we're all connected to Kira. They're getting taken and being put in another downline completely that's not associated with Kira at all. Oh, Cat. Yes, Cat's on. Cat. Val has recruited Cat, and definitely Heather. Sorry, Fizzle Sticks. I don't know. I get nervous and then I forget names. I'm sorry. All of y'all can be on Kira's downline. So what they're saying is in the rules, in the policies and procedures, it's specifically written out detail by detail by detail about what's supposed to happen when let's say I tap out, I'm out of Young Living, I'm not paying the $100 a month, and I didn't successfully transfer my line to someone else. I that it's in policies and procedures, it's written out that those people have to go up into Kira and then create 3 new legs for Kira because she replaces me as their connecting point. And so they were disregarding those rules and doing something completely different that wasn't outlined in the policies and procedures to manipulate the system and help bump someone else higher up. And apparently she has receipts somewhere.
More recently, one of the beneficiaries of one of these moves sent in paperwork to be used against me in federal proceedings. And she had no knowledge of how easy it would be to see that she was gifted an organization outside of the policies and procedures. We also have seen evidence of Young Living withholding pay from distributors, sometimes in excess of $10,000. We also see movement of product across third-party intermediaries to place products on Amazon, with volume flowing up through distributors, which resulted in them upranking to Royal Crown Diamond. We can simply see that the compensation company-wide is declining because we can compare the 2016 income disclosure statement to the 2022 income disclosure statement.
Oh, shit.
Furthermore, it's been publicly documented that executives at Young Living have taken pay cuts, and Mary Young stated on stage that the company is operating at a loss. Posts in the Diamond Dudes group also stated that most of our team's paychecks have been cut by a significant percentage, and, quote, Young Living seems to be very reactive, unquote. And I get nervous, this is also a quote, and I get nervous about how often we have heard Young Living is not going under from corporate recently. As well as, quote, it seems every time we have a negative metric, we start comparing ourselves to other companies and start saying that YL is not doing as bad as them. This doesn't make me feel better, among other
I'll buy it, Kira.
Statements, unquote.
We'll buy it and we'll...
Young Living has gone through rounds of termination where people were let go without warning and overseas markets were closed, leaving the distributors without a source of income. Top leadership has left Young Living in part because of declining pay and ethical concerns. There are not only members of their field that are secretly members of other MLMs, but members of their C-suite are customers, as well as people on their sales team. One corporate employee of Young Living's spouse asked for my help supporting their child's fundraisers, who was making...
It's the Diamond Dudes group. Let me see if I can pull it up and show y'all. I'm not gonna dox myself, Jessica, because I almost did just now. Diamond dudes. Let's see. I'm typing it on my computer. I was gonna show y'all, but that's a freaking lie. Adam is not a Royal Crown Diamond anymore. I'm trying to find the Facebook group. I'll have to look for it. Okay, play.
Recognition bracelets for another MLM. More about what happened in London. Within 2 months of me moving to London,
I'll give you.
There was a phone call between the general manager of Europe, Gary Young, and a hugely influential field leader, among others. It was told to me that the phone call was so abusive that the general manager resigned, as well as the director of human resources and finance.
Okay, this is more of a corroboration of things that we have read in the transcripts about the environment that Gary Young created at Young Living. And again, it's just my opinion based on what I read. Listening to her matches up with what we've heard in some of these transcripts that the environment was tumultuous, that I don't know. All the things she's saying, I don't know. And it's just my opinion. I could be way wrong. But he was painted out to have pushed people out and why they ended up going to and creating their own company, doTERRA, and the way that he responded to some of the questions on the stand about saying, no, I did not, it was not a religious environment, it was a spiritual environment, and that, accusing people that they were, what is it, demon possessed. So it's just, some of the stuff seems like it's adding up into and connecting some of the dots, I guess.
This left me as the highest ranking person in the office, and I was instructed to hold the office together. For months, I single-handedly ran sales, marketing, events, and education, and worked around the clock to ensure that Young Living remained successful. Despite my tireless efforts to promote and sustain the company, Young Living refused to ever promote me beyond the level of director. Also, during my time in London, I had ignored my distributorship for so long that it was canceled, and it had to get reinstated by the then chief financial officer. In December of 2017, I was part of a mass firing of more than 17 people from the London office, including our employee of the year who had to be called in from Christmas vacation to be terminated.
Okay, so either they were starting to bleed money. I mean, again, I think the number one obvious term, and then again, that's a great, why was it all up to her? She wants to keep her job. And there's lots of situations where people can't afford to lose their job. They put a lot of time where they need the money for day to day. And I can imagine she was probably either thinking it wasn't going to be as long as it was, or she was a team player, or there could be a whole host of reasons why she stayed and why people stay, because it's like it's not super, I don't know, it's not easy just to get a new job. And again, she had moved all the way to London for this transfer, and it probably was something where it wasn't easy financially to move back. there was I don't know, it was probably a big burden to like work through that to see if like she was gonna hold her boundaries. And then we saw the environment that Gary Young created. There probably wasn't room for people to say like, no, you're treating me wrong, because she already had gotten accused of sleeping with freaking Gary Young.
The terminations were under the instruction directly of Gary Young, as well as heavily weighed into by a Royal Crown Diamond and a hugely influential field leader.
It's scary.
Following my termination, I was contracted as a brand ambassador. Young Living claims that I was highly compensated for this role. This is incorrect, because during my time as an employee, I was instructed by management to oversee contract negotiations with influencers and speakers who were compensated similarly or massively more than me. One of the contracts that I was instructed to negotiate by management was with a convicted murderer who was paid $5,000 a month to promote Young Living.
Do we know who that was? Okay, so if y'all don't know, bigger brands will bring on people to add credibility to their product, to promote it. So they sign a contract where they are going to be shipped product for free and show that product being used in their everyday life, and there may be a requirement for them to actually fly to go to an event, to make an appearance on stage, or something of that nature. It's all in their contract. And so some companies do this with influencers, and some companies do this with celebrities, and it ranges with how much you're going to pay them. We've seen that with other multi-level marketing companies, but we see it with regular traditional businesses as well. I don't know. I don't know who they're talking about. I want to, like, and again, I will say, I don't know. I also don't want to, like, I want to give people additionally the chance to change and pivot from bad decisions that they may have made that sent them to prison, or going to prison for things like, I don't know. I just, not everybody who, and again, that's murder. I know it's different. It's, I don't know. I feel nervous being streaming again. Holy shit.
Through my time as a brand ambassador, I consistently delivered education at the highest possible levels, made myself available at the drop of a hat to travel to foreign markets, and consistently attracted crowds of thousands. Through my years as a brand ambassador, I helped Young Living sell millions of dollars worth of product, including one event in Monterrey, Mexico, where we sold $4 million in product in one weekend. We attracted a crowd of 4,000 people. There are instances of my educational talks out of stock.
Hold on, Ceara's informant this is what one of my informants told me. Yeah. She is talking about, she's not, oh. Oh, if she is not talking about Marco, the other murderer is the pediatric doctor that Gary hired to run his clinic. He's the guy who diagnosed his girlfriend with cancer and then overdosed and killed her. What? They exhumed her. Oh my god. They exhumed her body to investigate, and she had no evidence of cancer. I'm pretty sure it's Marco, though, because he was teaching from stage around the time she is talking about. What? Oh, Ceara, I found the Gary Young speech from convention 2017. So the mass firing that happened in December, this convention was a few months before that.
products like Pettigrain. I worked around the clock at Young Living conventions, sometimes being scheduled from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Because of my background in education, I provided credibility to the company with satellite media tours, in written press, on television press, and on social media. I was once told by the brand ambassador program administrator that without me, there would be no brand ambassador program. During my time as a brand ambassador, I used my own money to build the largest database of Young Living education that existed in the world, and it was called Wild Ed Club. It encompassed hundreds of product videos, business videos, PowerPoint slide decks, scripts, programs, and more. The Young Living executive team knew of the existence of this website, and we were even in negotiations for Young Living to purchase the platform, and I presented a strategy to diversify it, collect content from key field leaders and employees to make a platform that was appropriate for the entire field.
Wow.
At the end of my brand ambassadorship, we begged for a public statement clarifying that I was no longer affiliated with Young Living, and Young Living refused. For almost 18 months, Young Living knowingly allowed Wild Ed Club to continue operations despite concerns from the conduct department that we had no trademark licensing agreement. The executives simply did not want to deal with it and likely knew that the site continued to drive sales for them. Young Living has threatened legal action against me, and their legal pursuits continue despite every reasonable attempt to reach a conclusion with this. They went as far as to sue me in federal court. I maintained my distributorship because it was static and I wasn't growing a business, and I still didn't rank ever even higher than senior star. And I was typically ranking at star or partner. After hearing more of the abuses that Young Living has put their members through, in January of 2022, I completely canceled my account, which took great effort. I learned so much more about Young Living, not only terminating distributors who decide to be members of other MLMs, even if just as a customer, but then they will turn around and terminate their entire family. And there are multiple allegations out there of potential compensation plan manipulations where there was not compression as there should have been, as well as allegations of illegal sourcing, false seed to seal marketing claims, and a semi-functional website, which makes doing business for partners difficult, was simply unconscionable.
Now let me say this. Let's look at this in a balanced perspective. She can have a completely negative experience with Young Living, and we also have to sit with it in the context that she is actively selling Amare, which is another multi-level marketing company. So, multiple things can be true about something at the same time. She can have had a really incredibly bad negative experience with Young Living, and it supports some of the things that we had assumed about Young Living that she is corroborating. But it does push people towards Amare and to listen to her as well. So it needs this cannot be taken from the context that uh, there's no there's not an absence of positive ripples for Amare in this situation. And so I feel like there's some information. Obviously, this is just a speech. It's a statement that she is making publicly. I think that she is trying to use public opinion to try to um, deter Young Living from continuing to pursue this legal avenue with her. And I see that. I'm saying it's a multifaceted thing. Again, it's not just this is right and this is wrong. There's lots of different inputs, there's lots of different outcomes for the splash that she's making with this statement. So I know this is like not the non-fun channel of like pitchforks and tar. We're not doing that. I'm just saying from a marketing perspective, her statement might have multiple uh, consequences for what she's saying. And I'm not and again, she can be sincere and truthful and it additionally have a positive impact on her team or people who are in Amare who know her, if that makes sense. So just keep that in mind as we're listening to her story.
To me, I have faced endless questions on social media about Young Living's products, their marketing, and why my relationship is not as it once was. The essential oils that Young Living sells are merely commodities that they import via the same sourcing as not only their MLM competitors, but some of the largest pharmaceutical, cosmetic, and chemical companies in the world. These are documented in public record through companies like Import Key, Import Yeti, and Import Report. I have also expressed concerns throughout my career about some of the ingredients and the quality of the ingredients. When Master Formula was launched, I highly questioned the inclusion of PABA, which is a known toxin that is poisonous to the kidneys and the liver and has very little legitimate medical use. There was an article that came out in 2015 where Walmart was accused of putting sand in their products. And despite railing on stage against Walmart for including the sand in their supplements, Gary Young would not admit that so too did Master Formula, Allerzyme, Essential Zymes 4, Femigen, and Comfortone, as silicon dioxide is a well-known flow agent used consistently in compounding. Life 9 also contains silica as a flow agent, and for years I attempted to correct these false claims. There are so many ingredients in Young Living supplements that are potentially allergenic. There's wheat germ oil in the carrier oils, nightshades in Master Formula, Nisha Red, Nisha Nitro, Nisha Zing, Mighty Vite, Sleek Shake, Whey Protein and Pure Protein Complete, Milk and Soy in Balance Complete, Milk in Nisha Nitro, Soy in Endogize, Bromelain in the digestive enzymes, Bee Pollen and Mineral Essence and Essential Zymes 4, etc., etc., etc.
Okay, why is this so devastating what she is saying here? Young Living has platformed and their brand partners use a positioning that Young Living supplements and um, essential oils are toxin free, that you're putting them in and they're always good for you. Gary Young himself has always said that you cannot be allergic to essential oils, and it's just you're needing to detox to that's a sign your body needs to detox. That's not my positioning. I think you can actually be allergic to shit. And so this is interesting that she is saying this because the sales pitch is get rid of all of your get rid of everything that isn't purchased from Young Living that Young Living could offer you, because that stuff has toxins and fillers and crap in it, and you're getting premium stuff from us with the essential oils, seed to seal, better than organic. You're not going to get anything like this ever on the planet. It's only here at Young Living, and everybody else, it has all the bad things. And so her specifically talking about supplements and the juices and things that you can ingest having things that you can be allergic to, that really undermines, it undercuts Young Living's positioning since I've known about Young Living and what they've said for years and years and years.
There are animal-based products in some of the products as well. Despite one Young Living Royal Crown Diamond critiquing publicly another MLM's protein powder for containing natural flavors, so too does Balance Complete and Sleek Shake. There are added sugars in multiple products, and some foreign markets refuse to even accept their products because there's so much added sugar. Omega Gize contains tilapia as the source of fish oil, which is regarded by some as low quality because the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids is pro-inflammatory in some people. The concentration of essential oils were so high inside the oil.
I think also live chat, like, let's just remember that tone and nuance can sometimes get lost in the typing back and forth. There's so if there's some again, y'all know I don't say the right thing all the time when I'm just speaking, and so sometimes like things can get lost in typing. So like I know y'all are really great about having extra grace and cushion for those moments when that happens. So if there is some like uh clarification that needs to be happen, I hope that we continue to be like at least build a space where we can talk back and forth and talk about ideas and kind of be able to hash things out in a safe environment as much as I'm learning how to do this here on the internet.
Capsules of master formula, sleep essence, and inner defense, that gastrointestinal side effects were reported to me regularly. For years, I advocated for label changes on Thyramin because when the dose was labeled at 2 capsules per day, the dose of iodine was right at the FDA's tolerable upper intake limit, and iodine is not a benign supplement when taken in excess. I was also concerned about the recommended administration.
Okay, we're rewinding that. Oh my god.
That gastrointestinal side effects were reported to me regularly. For years, I advocated for label changes on Thyramin because when the dose was labeled at 2 capsules per day, the dose of iodine was right at the FDA's tolerable upper intake limit, and iodine is not a benign supplement when taken in excess. I was also concerned about the recommended administration strategies of...
She just said that the recommendation for Thyromin, I think I've taken that from Young Living. The dose, and again, I never think about that. I never even checked. I trusted that the dosage was safe on the bottle. And so she's saying here that the 2 capsules recommended for daily ingestion were right at the upper at the the upper limit or close to the limit of your daily intake, and that when you take iodine in excess, it's not benign reaction if you overdose on it or if you take too much of it. It's not just, oh, it's fine, you drank too much water, pee it out. No, 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 no. That's not how iodine works.
Thyromin, because it is well known that thyroid hormone spikes in the morning and goes down at night. And to take a thyroid supplement at night is simply illogical, and it doesn't match our body's physiology. And I taught from stage for years, take it in the morning. The doses of pregnenolone and dihydroepiandrosterone in PD8020 are some of the highest that I have seen in my entire career. And I could go on. The bottom line, I was an employee of Young Living. I was fired. I was then a brand ambassador. My contract was not renewed. Almost 2 years later, Young Living has sent multiple threats of legal action. They have refused offers to resolve this matter and have sued me in federal court. The bottom line is, you never know you're in a cult until you try to leave. I have tried for more than 2 years to move on, and Young Living simply will not let me go. Please, please, Young Living, let me go and stop this personal attack. I am not fair game. My name is Dr. Lindsay Elmore. I'm a board-certified pharmacist, a functional medicine clinician, a speaker, an author, an entrepreneur, a yoga instructor, and a world-renowned wellness expert. I have a bachelor's in chemistry from the University of Alabama at Birmingham, a doctorate in pharmacy from the University of California, San Francisco. I teach people that everything heals, that we all deserve to be healthy and free. And I teach people how we can break out of traditional models and address the root cause of what is calling us out of health. Everything heals. My legal battle with Young Living is public record. You can look it up.
Okay. Okay. Oh, they're definitely going to benefit from it, for sure. I think Amari's going to benefit from it more. Well, I think what she's... I think she missed some opportunity to clarify what she was saying. You can see how nervous she was in speaking out. Um, her voice was breaking. Her hands were shaking. It's, again, getting tied up in a legal battle with a very and again, even if Young Living is not as profitable as it once was, a corporation is more profitable than an individual person more often. So it's probably scary going this marketing route, saying, hey, I'm bringing public attention to this, and I hope that public opinion is great enough to stop this continued legal pursuit to whatever they're trying to do. Keep her quiet, whatever. That's my opinion. I don't know. Um, yeah, and again, it's not even just like being when you're, again, if you have limited resources, it's scary to get tied up in a legal battle, because are you going to be able to financially fight it? Sometimes you're not. And I think her positioning is that and again, she told us that she is a what is it, a whole health practitioner. I'm probably saying that wrong. I think that her perspective is she's a whole health approach type person. Um, so there's some nuance, there's some backstory, there's some missing information, and so there's some terms that probably set our little red flags, just peeping up from the ground and saying like, what, or our ears are perked. And we probably would need to ask some more questions, be more curious to see what her positioning actually is. But the roundup, I think, um, for this is some of the things she said confirm what we thought about Young Living from the transcripts we've read, from the behavior we've seen from social media, from um, speeches, from marketing materials, from press releases, stuff like that. I knew she left. I just assumed she left on good terms. I heard through the grapevine that Young Living canceled her contract. And again, yeah, I definitely have limited information. Kira's the one that kind of sends me all these videos, and she's been looking into this for a long time. I've only left Young Living, and I'm still trying to like sort through what I still believe and what I don't believe about it. Yeah, and I mean, I think important to state, just like when we were talking about the book incident from February, that the people speaking out in that situation were, it's important to at least know that they're a part of another MLM. I think it's important at least to note, continue to weigh the information as clearly as we can, that she's associated with Amare, which is a multi-level marketing company. Okay. That's not that doesn't take away her credibility. It just adds something to the information. And I think we're missing some things. I'd love to read more details about um, some of the lawsuits. Need to check her stories. I've been busy with messages, so I haven't had any time to dig. Okay. Well, you know what we can do? Let me see. I hope I'm not going to dox myself. Ooh. Lindsay. Dr. Lindsay Elmore. Okay, this is Amare. This is Amare. This is Amare. Uh, it's mostly just people encouraging her for speaking out. And a lot of the people who encourage her are in Amare. So, oops, I'm trying to find the post. Okay, so I'm gonna read this because this is someone associated with her in Amare. Okay. Um, why would a doctor of pharmacology choose to leave the career of being a pharmacist after putting in all the hard work and investing time and money in education? I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Lindsay Elmore in person for the first time in October at the 5th Annual National Business Convention. She is an outstanding woman and a fellow humanitarian entrepreneur who is making a massive difference by helping people feel better naturally. We are marching to a million together. She is going to share why she chose to leave the pharmaceutical industry to build a business using proven holistic health strategies tomorrow night. Are you looking for a new way to earn some extra income, a little or a lot? Are you praying for proven solutions to get to the root cause of why you don't feel good? This new science is not a fad. It's a paradigm shift in the way we treat mental and physical wellness. It's also the largest business opportunity that I have ever seen in my lifetime. Read that again. If you are open to learning about the gut brain axis and how these products can transform your life mentally, physically, and financially, drop info below. Now, again, let's take a step back for a second. No shade. If she was terminated from Young Living and she was in that position as a brand ambassador speaking on essential oils and supplements and stuff, and if you're counting that as part of her track record in pharmacy or pharmaceuticals, and then termination as a brand partner, it wasn't necessarily it doesn't seem to have an accurate ring of truth that she freely and of her own choice left the industry to join Amari. You know what I'm saying? Tish, what's up? Oh, I'm apologizing for all of them. Um, I'll get you all the lawsuit info, okay? A lot of her story adds up to stuff we know or have heavy speculation on. So much of what is left questioning is personal experience claims. So, I mean, I think it would have been a different story if you would have said she was an employee, and maybe they're trying to avoid getting sued because I know bringing up someone's name, and maybe they're just trying to create a narrative that doesn't raise any flags and put her in the litigious crosshairs of that. So I don't know. Um, I think it's an interesting. People like her are the ones who thought they could cure my husband's chronic pain, but we just ended up giving them a lot of money. Yeah, and I think there has to be somebody speaking up and saying not everything can be cured or impacted by trying to find the quote unquote root cause. Yeah. Yep, exactly. The root cause, sometimes there isn't one. I think I just so that good. You already said it first. You say it way better than me, Melissa. When are we gonna stream again? Let's see. Correct. I think it's mostly, and again, it's interesting because are people going to give Amare a chance because of her credentials? And I would have that problem with anybody who has extra letters behind their name, using that to influence others. Now, are there people who have letters behind their name and they have integrity and ethics and they promote something that uh, that works? Sure, I think there are, and making money off of it. Okay, does that potentially throw a wrench into things and take away some of the credibility? I think it's mostly it creates a more unstable foundation, because would you then be tempted to push something because you're making money on it and make exceptions for the quality or the efficacy because you're monetarily tied to someone saying yes? That can happen too. So I think it's just, I think, be curious, ask a lot of questions. I think we will see a lot more leave after the holidays too. And I was thinking I was going to see a lot more backlash in the Young Living. Well, we'll just look. If I see something, I will post it. Hold on. I'm going to look. Terry. I don't see a ton. Someone just did a tutorial. Let me look at Madeline. I'm looking at my hardcore, higher ranking Young Living people. No, she's blocked me already. Sydney. Okay, you're private. Where is? Let's see. There we go. Okay. Nah. Did she block me? Dang. I'm gonna show y'all if I can find the person. Frost. Here we go. I don't see any stories about people speaking up. Maybe they're keeping quiet about it, or maybe it hasn't hit everybody. I don't know. The thing I noticed with searching Young Living on TikTok was so many non-English, a lot of Muslim women, and a lot in Malaysia. The Muslim women maybe in Malaysia. Yeah, they have lots of facilities around the world. I've seen stuff, but I can't share. They are already working on how to spin it. They are just going to do the typical hater negative mindset bullshit per usual. I'm still in some old groups in Young Living, and there was one Zoom so far with a leader, nothing from Diamonds yet. Oh, I'm in a group. Hold on. I'm in a group. Unless I got kicked out. Let's see. Ooh, am I gonna get kicked out? 2 days ago. Yesterday. Ooh, they're keeping a tight grip on this one. Okay, nothing yet. Hold on. Oh, what's her name? Yesterday. So they've not posted anything today. which is odd. It is very odd. Okay. Who else am I in? Unless they're not posting today. Golds and platinums. Check your email today from Young Living for all the details of next week's huge sale. Silvers, your email with details will come Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. This was 4 days ago, so they've already gotten this. I'm trying. I don't want to dox myself, so I'm just looking at this real quick. Oh, there's rate called. Oh, Val. How do you get in? Oh, we missed all these for this month. Dang. I need to check these at the beginning of the month because all of the Zoom calls were here. Okay. Oh, bummer. I thought there was going to be something in there. Emotional appeal often does, though, Tish, and Lindsay was very distraught and well spoken in this. I think it was very might have an effect. Oh, have a good night, Kat. Thanks for listening. I'm trying my best. I changed my name on my computer, so if an accident happens again, I should be good. And I try to, again, I had to join a few groups, so I had to put my legal name back on my, Facebook. So I bet there's lots of stuff. I'm betting there's lots of stuff already sitting in post approval of these groups, but they aren't going to let them through until they have some go ahead or feel it's too much and has to be addressed. Melissa, thanks so much for hanging out. Always great seeing you. Let me know when you want to stream again. Oh, Beth, have a good night's sleep. Jen O was the only one I know that said anything about the Lindsay post today. It was only 30 minutes, not taped. She only mentioned her by her first name. Ooh. The shade's gonna come in for sure. Again, strategic timing as well to do this over Thanksgiving when probably lots of people are gonna be like, I don't know, sit and think about it, I guess. I'm back. I turned my Wi-Fi off. Welcome back. So, I don't know. We've been here for an hour 25. I probably need to shut it down. I think this worked better with my phone. Let's see. I just want to see if JG Jessica. Ugh. Do I risk looking at her stuff for my story suit? Okay. Cat, jacket, eggnog. Why can't I hear the sound? Dang it. Double click. Why can't I hear the sound? Okay, there's still some bugs being worked out. So this is nothing. They're redoing their home dining room that we are serving Thanksgiving in, and it's a mess. Okay, great. Tap to shop. Is this an affiliate link? Sure is. Is there any notice about the affiliate link? No, there's not. Affiliate link? Dang. Uh, let's see. Dr. Melissa. No. Lindsay Elmore. Tags. The Glenn Alex Show. Is that Lynn? Is that her? Yeah, chemist pharmacist.
Gets tossed around a lot like it means something, but it's actually a radical act to care for yourself, to love yourself enough to do the hard things. It's a radical act.
It absolutely is. And self-care for me also includes setting appropriate limits with people. Your spouse keeps bringing home cookies and things like that they know aren't good for you.
Okay.
This is a health tip that actually works. If you drink a gallon of water every day, you won't have time for other people's BS because you'll be too busy peeing. This is a
Okay, so someone reshared her. Essentials 75 answers to common questions about essential oils and supplements. Second edition, Lindsay Elmore. February 10th, 2020. Look at this. There she is. August 18th, 2018. Seedlings launching with Dr. Lindsay Elmore. Learning from Dr. Lindsay on the differentiator of the seedlings range and the importance of toxic free for the babies as their skin absorbs whatever we put on their skin more rapidly, and the liver is the last to develop, so it cannot eliminate toxins effectively. Seedlings range are toxic free, so mothers can use with a peace of mind for the little angels. 2018, August 17th. Look, that's her right there. Love yourself enough to live a healthy lifestyle. Trying to see if this is a Young Living. Essential oils and stress. Yep. This must be something for 2017. She was still with Young Living. Lindsay Elmore, PharmD, BCPS. Essentials, 50 answers to common questions about essential oils. Y'all know that they have a brand partner who's a Royal Crown Diamond that who has written a book, I think, to replace this. Ugh. Well, wait, is it only 9:41? No, it's 11:26. Why does my phone say the wrong time? I don't know. Okay. Well, I don't have a good ending to my stream. I'm gonna be looking more into this. If you have info that you'd like to share, I'm going to be going to Pacer after this and getting the documents for the case and taking a look over it, and I will send it. You're just gonna have to bug me if you need it because I've been just crazy busy with work, so like I'm not really keeping a lot of information in my head. So if you need it, just get a hold of me and I can send it to you. I don't know if I'm going to download it tonight because I was feeling great earlier, but now I'm not. So I'll let y'all all know. Kira, thank you so much for the video, and I hope everyone has a good rest of your evening. I don't know what else to say. Good night. Thank you for liking the stream.